In 2013, Adobe made a bold claim. They said they had built the Uncrackable software, a digital fortress that would finally kill piracy for good. Gone were the days of buying discs and sharing serial keys. Enter Creative Cloud, a sleek new subscription model with security so advanced they said it was impossible to beat. But then, just 2 days later, something happened. A cracked version was online, free, working, flawless. Millions spent on cybersecurity obliterated overnight. But how? How could something so protected fall so fast? To answer that, we need to step into the mind of a hacker. In 2013, Adobe made a bold claim. Think of software like a locked door, and to open it you need a key. In the digital world, that key is your license code or serial number. When you enter the correct code, the software unlocks. Simple, or so it used to be. But as early as the 80s, hackers began duplicating keys, sharing them like candy online. By the late 90s, companies fought back with something new, not just locks, but fortresses. Adobe and other giants poured millions into two weapons, SafeDisk and Securom. They weren't just software, they were designed to be unbreakable walls. SafeDisk locked access to disks. Securom layered the code in encryption, like a maze made of traps. Developers claimed it would take years to crack, but in just 7 days, hackers tore it all apart. Years of defense gone in a week. And that's when things got personal. Some companies got clever. They created USB dongles, physical keys you had to plug in to use their software. But hackers, they tricked the software into thinking the dongle was plugged in even when it wasn't. So the war escalated. Enter DRM, Digital Rights Management. Now, the software didn't just ask for a license. It watched you every single time. It scanned your PC, checked your login, analyzed your system like a digital guard that never blinked. Adobe's Creative Cloud, it does this every time you open Photoshop. But even that wasn't enough. Hackers used a legendary tool, IDA Pro. It lets them pause time inside software, like freezing Photoshop in the exact moment it checks your license. In that frozen state, they could see everything, the numbers, the secret checks, the code. Then, with surgical precision, they'd rewrite just a few lines. Suddenly, Photoshop said, yes, this user is legit, even when they weren't. But this was just the beginning. Some hackers took it further. They built fake Adobe servers. Yes, you heard that right. When Photoshop tried to call home, these fake servers answered, hello, yes, everything's fine. This user paid. And Photoshop believed it. To the software, it was talking to Adobe itself. But behind the curtain, it was a trap. That's when Adobe realized it's not just the code under attack. The entire network is vulnerable. The next weapon was terrifyingly smart. It's called a loader. Think of it as a hacker's puppet master. Every time you open Photoshop, the loader whispers into its memory, this person is legit. Let them in. It doesn't touch files. It doesn't leave a trace. It lives only in RAM, vanishing after use. Even antivirus tools can't detect it. That's why some cracked software asks you to run a special tool every time it's the loader, performing digital sorcery in the background. And Adobe, they knew they had to level up. Adobe launched their next move. Take the power away from your PC. Now, advanced features like neural filters run only in the cloud. When you use them, your photo goes to Adobe's server. It gets processed there. not on your computer. You get the result back, but none of the tools exist locally, which means no code equals nothing to crack. To beat this system, you'd have to hack Adobe itself, and that's a war most won't risk. But there's still one final twist. Behind every cracked program isn't one person in a hoodie. It's teams with names like RELOADED, Colorado RE, and CPY. They have roles. One studies the code, another writes the crack, a third tests it across different machines. These aren't reckless criminals. In fact, many have rules. No banking apps, no medical systems, just software they see as overpriced or locked. To them, it's not theft, it's a challenge, a statement. No wall is unbreakable. And that is what makes the software war so dangerous and so fascinating. Adobe tried to build the uncrackable system. They failed, then tried again and again. Each time, hackers evolved. It's a digital arms race with billions on the line. And the truth is, in the world of code, nothing is truly safe. Smash that like button if this opened your eyes, and subscribe for more stories that take you inside the world you're not supposed to see.